So, it's been a while since I did a bike video, as I haven't had a working bike, but now I have one, a nice shiny new, well, new to me, Hanway Scrambler 125, the 2017 carb version, which despite having a carburetor, is also fuel injected. Don't ask me how that works. Don't ask me how that works, I can English, but it does. Anyway, the bike. The bike is 1 year, 4 months old, still under warranty, and I've had it for just over 2 weeks, in which time I've done around about 600 and something miles on it. So, as you don't see many reviews of this bike, other than when it's brand new, I thought I would give my impressions of it. So, here goes. Right, the bike. Well, obviously the bike. The bike looks great. It's a retro scrambler hybrid thingy with big knobbly nylon tyres. I know I don't like nylon tyres anyway, but anyway, it's got big knobbly nylon tyres which take a little bit of getting used to, and I will confess to having ordered new Michelin road tyres because I'm not planning to take the bike off road, so I can't see any point in having the scrambling tyres. But they haven't arrived yet, so this is a review of a well-maintained used bike as it comes from the dealer with everything on it as stock. The bike hasn't had any work done on it other than services before I got it. It had one, yes it really did only have one lady owner who only did 1,700 and something miles on it before passing her bike test and selling the Hanway to get a bigger bike, so the only work done on it is what I've had done, which is a new front disc brake unit. The reason is that after 2 days of me having the bike, after using it for 2 days, the wheel squeaked really badly, like and sometimes it stuck. A mechanic disassembled the brake and it seemed to be fine, it was working properly, but it still made the squealing, and so I thought, right, I just brought a new unit from the manufacturer's UK supplier and had it fitted by a local bike shop, and so far, no squealing. Had to get it fitted by a qualified mechanic, even though I could have done the work myself, because it's still got about, I think it's like 6 or 7 months, something like that, of the warranty. And if anything serious ever goes wrong with it, as long as the work's been done by a qualified mechanic, I can still ship it to England and get it repaired. If it's something that's going to cost me a lot of money, that way it won't cost me a lot of money. So that's why I had somebody else do the work. Anyway, like I say, I could have got it sorted under warranty, but the warranty transfers between owners. The work still has to be done by the original dealer to qualify as free. And like I said, they're in England, so I would have had to ship the bike there, being off the road for a week or so. So I just thought, sorry, buy the part myself and get it fitted by a mechanic. But it is an issue that any bike could have, so it's not something I can really blame the bike for. So, I'm sort of like digressing now. The bike, it looks good, rides nicely, the brakes are disc brakes front and rear, it does a surprisingly good job of stopping. The bike stops really quickly, and surprisingly, the manufacturer's claim fuel consumption of 100 miles to the gallon is pretty much spot on. If anything, it's probably doing nearer 105, 110 miles to the gallon. The claim top speed is 64 miles an hour. I'm just under 17.5 stone, and I've had it up to 62 before throttling back after overtaking, so it should do 65 or 70 if you're lighter than me, which pretty much everyone is. And I cruise it between 50 and 55, no problems, without the throttle being fully open, so that if I need it, there's a little bit more poke available to take. So there's a little bit more poke. I better start that bit again, haven't I? And talking of poke, with my other bikes, I would avoid going to the front of traffic queues at red lights and things like that, because those bikes just didn't have the poke to pull away quickly without holding up the vehicles behind me. But this bike accelerates pretty damn quick, so that's not an issue anymore. The Speedo is good. You can have the speed in miles per hour or kilometres. There's a rev counter, fuel gauge, trip meter and battery level indicator, along with lights to tell you when your indicators are on and when you're in neutral and when you have the high beam on. It has built-in daytime running lights, which, should your bulb ever blow, will come in handy, as I didn't realise that the low beam had actually gone until riding it in pitch black one night, and even then no one flashed me because the lights looked like a low beam headlight, so no one else realised either that I was riding along with no headlights, well, just daytime running lights. Except when I put it on full beam, of course, which wasn't very often. Anyway, sound-wise, it sounds really nice. Definitely doesn't sound like you'd expect a 125 to sound. It's a sound that's definitely grown on me, and I have to admit that opening the throttle while going through a tunnel is pretty good fun for the ears. It has a lockable side panel covering the battery and a small tool set should you ever need it. And, unlike my previous Chinese bike, the panels actually fit properly without a cap, which is nice. It's been used in the rain a lot, and there's no rust other than two tiny, hard to see spots on the shock absorbers at the bottom. They've been ACF 50 now, and it's not got any more noticeable, even though we have really bad rain and that. Before I had the bike, it was just regularly cleaned. As far as I know, they didn't ACF 50 it. And it does show that if you keep your bike clean and tidy, it won't rust away. Even if it's Chinese, I know they've got a bad reputation, but I'm just saying it won't rust away. So there's noticeable rust on the front disc though. For whatever reason, I have no idea. Perhaps the disc wasn't cleaned regularly or at all by the previous owner, I don't know. But basically, it looks good and it goes well. And it's fun to ride. It has a good bit of poke. And I have to admit, I absolutely love it. It's really good fun. So I don't know what else I can say, really. It looks good. It goes good. It's good fun to ride. I have got the road tyres coming instead of the knobblies. That's just because you get better grip than you do with knobblies. And I'm not planning to take it off-road. So it would change the look of the bike a little bit. But there you go. That's my appraisal of the bike. A couple of things actually I should point out, because the manual doesn't make this very clear, okay? Now all my bikes before, the main headlights have been BA20D, okay? That's what they've been, 35 watt, BA20Ds. So when I realised it was just a plain bulb, and the main beam was working, the dip green wasn't, I went to Halfords and I brought a BA20D. And then I took the headlight apart and found out it uses one I've never seen on a motorbike before, and apparently it is quite common, but not on the bikes I've had, and it's a HS1. So just be aware, if you get this bike and you need to change the headlight, it's a HS1, and it's a 35 watt / 35 watt 12 volt. Just saying. And also, the spark plug is something completely different to what I'm used to. It's not even an NGK, so I am going, when I get paid next, to replace that with an NGK. It's a torch one, apparently. But I'm going to replace that with an NGK. But it's doing a fine job, so it's fine. So I don't know what else I can say, really. There you go. Absolutely awesome. Top-notch bike, and it's really good fun.